So tell me your name, age, and your major.
Okay, my name is Rizhna Chener. I am a psychology major at George Mason University, and I am 19 years old.
All right, and tell me a little bit about how you balance your Kurdish identity with your American one.
Okay, well, it's kind of hard to do that because they're both so different in culture-wise. So there's always this struggle of what I have to do in Kurdish culture and what I want to do. And since my parents were raised in Kurdistan, it's kind of like a different upbringing that they had versus mine because I was born here. I mean, I wasn't born here, but I was raised here, which makes it hard because we always clash in ideas. So it's very hard to balance the both.
Alrighty, and you're currently the secretary of the Kurdistan Student Organization. You've been involved in a multitude of Kurdish activities as well. Tell me a little bit about why you decided to get involved in the Kurdish community.
Well, I wanted to keep my identity alive, my identity as a Kurdish person. And I mean, the Kurdish race is repopulating, and the Kurdish youth are going through life without knowing the Kurdish language or their culture or the history of their land. So I want to directly influence that and make sure that they know all of that, just in case our efforts in making Kurdistan a country fails, that they continue the efforts so our efforts aren't wasted.
All right, you talked a little bit about the Kurdish identity. What about the Kurdish nationalist identity? Do you believe that Kurdistan exists? And if it does, how does it exist and why?
Of course it exists. I mean, right now it's a region in Iraq or Iran, Syria, Turkey. But I mean, it exists as a country in my heart and the hearts of Kurdish people. So I mean, hopefully one day it will become a country, officially.
So what does being a Kurd mean to you?
Well, it means being part of a large group of people that have no country. I mean, the Kurds have been beaten, oppressed, bombed, told that they don't exist or because their country doesn't exist. So it makes you act in a different way. It kind of makes you proud that you are Kurdish because you want to show those people you won't be beaten down anymore.
All right, so building off of that, if you could use one word to describe Kurds, what word would that be?
I'd say struggle. Or struggling, Kurds are always struggling to find their place in this world, fighting for their country, struggling to obtain some piece of existence. So struggle would be the word.
In terms of that struggle, and you being a Kurdish American here in the States, when you hear individuals tell you that, your country does not exist, where's Kurdistan? Show me on that map, I can't see it. How does that make you feel, and what are some of the responses that you give?
It's really disappointing when people do that, but I show them a map that has Kurdistan on it, the shaded regions map, but I show them that, and it's disappointing when people tell you that, because they're so uneducated that they say that.